So tell me, what do you think about living out in the country?
I like it. It's peaceful. It's quiet.
Now, you're a young adult, right?
Yeah.
And peaceful and quiet, what did that do for you?
It gets me accustomed. Since I grew up in the city, it gets me accustomed to what it's like to live somewhere different and somewhere that has less hustle and bustle. And it kind of, in a way, forces me to find things to do because there is less to do for younger people in the country. So there's a lot of benefits to it. But if you don't want to make it a long-term thing, then that's just preference. But I definitely think I would move out here again when I get older.
And why you think you'll move out here when you get older?
Like I said, the peace is very peaceful, and it, like I said, also kind of forces you to be more productive. I will say that, like the city, you have more things at your access, and in the country you kind of have to, for example, if you want something unique like certain fruit, you can find it, but you gotta travel more towards like a bigger city where they have more health food stores and cultural stores, or you can just grow it because you have more space to grow it.
Mm-hmm.
But I just like how peaceful it is out here, and I feel like it's a good entertainment spot too.
Got some parties jumping off?
Yeah, I feel like it's a lot different than like a house in the city. Like you can hear more in the city versus in the country. You can kind of hear yourselves out here, and then once the noise stops, it stops.
Ugh. Jive turkeys. So now you're a young lady,
Oh God.
young in age, and you're out here in this country. And let me tell you, I'm so proud of you because you can truly live off grid.
Mm-hmm.
What does that do mentally for you, as far as knowing that you can survive without electricity, without the modern day conveniences, internet, any of that kind of stuff? What did that do for your confidence, or what did it do for you? And what kind of conversations do you have with people your age when do they even talk about like being without water, electric, or anything like that?
There's some people that, well, let me start with this. When the power goes out due to like storms and stuff, I don't really have much to like worry about or be kind of like, oh no, the power's going out, because I kind of know what to do already.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like they don't really talk about off-grid unless they're talking about something that they want to try or do at some point in their life. Because there's some people that talk about, either moving out to the country or to a different country, mm-hmm. like the Caribbean, and living off-grid because that's what they want to do. And I feel like they say that because they don't really realize like what it takes and what it really is. They just kind of see the aesthetics of it because the internet,
it makes it look like
it
glamorous.
makes it look, which the peace, a lot of people like peace more than they really admit they do, but peace and quiet. But like they kind of show the nice parts of it, like you having your own garden, you eating fruit for breakfast every morning, mm-hmm. you cooking, you killing your own livestock and like stuff like that. They show that part, and you swimming all day every day, but they don't show the part where these people have jobs. Like this is just, a lot of times they rarely get that time where they can spend all day, mm-hmm. doing peaceful stuff. That's normally like an off day for them.
But you remember when we were living off grid? You remember when every day you had to prep for that night and for that next day?
Mm-hmm.
You remember times where you have to, before we go settle down at night, we had our schedule where we had to do everything, washing, cleaning, whatever,
Mm-hmm.
and prepping for pooping and all that kind of stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And what do you get out of that?
Yeah, it does help, but I feel like it gives me like a peek into what my parents and grandparents and everybody else went through that came before me, because you don't really understand why they act like all this technology is like such a big thing. That's a lot for them to understand until you kind of, because we grew up on it. I grew up on it, so I already know how to like use it and everything. And even when there's something new that comes out, I know, okay, there's a settings button, there's options, there's this and that. They don't know that stuff though.
Yeah.
Because they're not accustomed. They just now are technically getting into it like in the past, what, like 15, 20 years.
Yeah.
So.
Basically. And for you all, that's your whole entire life.
Mm-hmm.
It's almost like you already was programmed to know how to navigate and what to do.
Right.
Even at our little baby, my little grandbaby, she like already know how to swipe and how to do the phone and everything, you know.
But yeah, I just feel like this just gives me like a perspective into honestly, not only people that come before me, like people that live out in the country that are my age, or that I used to go to school with when I was younger, that used to be like, oh yeah, when I get home I have to do this to the cow and I have to do this to the dogs and the horses and stuff. And it's like, we kind of look at that and be like, that don't sound like no fun.
And you used to associate a lot of that with just being poor and not having, but it's people out here in the country,
they have the most money to me.
and you know what, I say this, and I know a lot of my viewers, they don't understand, but I say this a lot of times about money is not as impactful as it is in the city out here in the country. And some people, they don't understand what I'm saying. It's like you have so many different things to think about outside of cash and money, that from your day-to-day responsibilities to life, you know what I'm saying? And in the city, everything is so connected with money, money, money. I can't do this because I need money. I can't go here because I need money. I can't do this because I need money. But it's just like, even just something simple as going for a walk, or just out running the dogs, or out fishing, or out hunting, or whatever, you know, or just harvesting fruit, or just caring for your vegetables. It's work, but it still is entertaining at the same time, you know. So I appreciate you sharing from a young perspective. It's always this old man in front of the screen. So thank you for sharing that. And would you say anything far as to your older self about living out here in the country, and what would you say to your older self far as what you see in your future, and what do you see far as connectivity to nature, to living out here in the country?
I would say, one, it expands your connection to nature. I feel like you learn how to appreciate what God put on this earth more, the natural things, the untouched things that he put on this earth. I would also say, I mean, it expands creativity too.
See, same thing I've been saying. That creativity.
You know, I feel like you have less limitations out here than in the city. You can create what you want. You can set it up how you want, which for me, like, that's something that I like to be in control. Especially of my surroundings.
Miss Jackson.
I like to have, I kind of like lose, I kind of get anxious when I lose control over surroundings or like how something works, which is why like me being in leadership works, because I get to control not how people act per se, but like how things go. I feel like even with, that has nothing to do with it, but I feel like even with everybody else, how, because everybody's unique, they're gonna act how they act, they're gonna think how they are. But when you have someone that is controlling but not in a negative way, where they kind of like want it to just, they want everybody to be the best that they can, those different personalities and people, they come together and everybody can be themselves and they can be unique to themselves, but they can also, you know, learn how to work together and learn what partnership is like. But I would tell myself, get away. I would tell myself that I would say, I don't even know. Just like,
I guess it makes it kind of challenging because you don't know what you're going to face. You don't know what tomorrow's going to bring. And then it's such a different time. But then at the same time, somehow I feel like you have created memories. You create a lot of different foundational principles that's going to definitely help you in the future. And hopefully you will find a longing to reconnect back to nature, even though I know you're going to probably travel and do all kinds of different things. But hopefully you will have a sense and a place of peace, if that makes sense.
I like, well, not even like since we moved out here, since my aunt and my uncle have been out here, like, I feel like even though I am going back to the city, I feel like deep down, like, my soul and my spirit like resonates with this. Like, this is what brings me the most peace. I feel like I am the most peaceful, and I feel like there's more balance in my life in the country. And like this is, I haven't done this in a while. I haven't done this in a while.
Let's get moving. They always want to be center of attention.
I haven't done this in a while, so this is like really like refreshing to me.
Step up right there.
This is like kind of like a, what's the word, like a it's not a restart, it's a, I'm having a brain.
Reset.
A reset, yeah.
Yeah.
It's a reset.
Every time I come out here, it's like a reset. Except for with them.
Yeah. They remind me of the chaoticness.
This is the city. That's the representation of the city. Right there. And this is the representation of the country.
But I feel like as chaotic as they are, they also represent the freeness to be.
Lord knows they free.
Yeah. The freeness and the happiness of life and what it's like to just be yourself.
Yeah.
Because they're happy and satisfied no matter what their circumstance. If it's raining, they find a reason to be happy. They play in the rain. That's the time to cool down. It's hot. That's their time to rest and be in the shade and basically sleep. That's their time to get the proper sleep. Because at night, I feel like they really don't.
Yeah.
Because they're always on
alert.
Yeah. But they're just always happy. Like, they just find balance in every situation, I feel like.
And that's what nature does. It teaches us. We really get caught up in so many crazy things, and we get caught up in so many different mindsets that we forget how to just live. You know, enjoy life. And no matter what comes at you, you still look for the betterment of every situation. So y'all, we come to the end of our walk, and we hope that you all continue to be blessed, and don't forget to keep on growing. Grow. Y'all take care.